I've got this small peat pot and an even smaller peat pot, and I like the color of the smaller one, but the larger one I'm going to stain with antique wax. I've got these wooden spoons here. I just got them on Amazon, and I keep some for crafting. They're pretty inexpensive. People get them a lot of times for parties or weddings where there's sort of a rustic theme, but I've found them pretty good for crafting a few times. I have this wooden flower here. It came in a multi-pack, I believe, at the Dollar Tree, either Dollar Tree or Walmart. And I used all the other shapes, and I have several of these flowers. I'm just going to cut sort of a heart shape out of this flower, and then I have this color Pueblo by Folk Art, and I'm going to paint this heart that I've made here with that orange color. I'm just going by the peat pot here on how much to cut off of each spoon. Just whatever, you think looks best depending on your size of pot. And I'm just going to round off the end as well. I thought that looked better. And I don't even think I said that I stained those spoons with antique wax. And I just used my miter shears to cut those down, as well as some larger scissors to do the rounding on the bottom. I used that same orange and I painted the ends of those spoon pieces. And I made a couple of tiny wooden triangles, and I just cut those out of a bamboo flat craft stick, and I get those on Amazon. I sanded them smooth after I cut those with my miter shears, and then painted those in that same orange color. I got these little candy eyes. I like the way they look for crafting, and I get those from Walmart. They're fairly inexpensive. They especially make good eyes for turkeys, I feel like. I feel like they have a little bit of a Wallace and Gromit look to them. I've got some leaves here, and I'm just going to use those to represent the feathers on the turkey. You could, of course, use feathers. And I just hot glued the spoons to the peat pots, and I tried to center that spoon up with the center of the leaf in the back. I cut those pieces of, the ends of the spoons. I cut them the same size and mitered the end, and I'm just making another heart here for the smaller turkey's feet. What I'm making is basically party favors, and you could absolutely use terracotta pots or anything else you can think of, any other container that you could think of to use, but I just thought that these peat pots would be good because they wouldn't break. If you gave these to children at Thanksgiving in a terracotta pot, if they dropped them, they would break, and so I thought this would be a nice sort of more indestructible party favor container here. But you might not even want to give them out as favors. You might just want to make some and put some treats in them, or even do a larger peat pot and put your silverware in them. That would be cute, or napkins. Now the candy corn, of course, wasn't individually wrapped, and so I didn't like the idea of just pouring those into that peat pot. Who knows what glue they use when they mold those. So I just took this little Dixie cup, or that's what I call them. It's like little bathroom cups. It's a little paper cup that, you can get them at Dollar Tree or Walmart. They come in paper or plastic. And I'm just going to put the candy corn down into that one, and then just put that in the tiny peat pot there. But you could definitely use a really tiny treat bag as well, and put these treats in a treat bag, tie them up, and then put the little bag down. inside of each peat pot. That would work great as well. I've got this ground black pepper container from Walmart, and I'm going to paint the plastic on the top and the metal on the very bottom in cashew chalk paint. If you do this, you might want to use a primer on the plastic on the top and even the metal on the bottom. I'm just making this for me, and it's just going to be decor that sits around in my house. And I know that no one's going to be handling it, but if you were making something like this to sell, you would definitely want to use a good primer and then go over the paint with a top coat as well to seal it in. But there are occasions where I will skip those steps just because I'm crafting for me, for my decor, and if something ever did get messed up, it would be easy for me to fix it. I like this pewter gray from Apple Barrel. I'm going to take this piece of a sponge. It's like a bath sponge from the Dollar Tree that I cut up. And I'm going to just pounce on this paint and try to make it look like metal. This will be a free printable in the description box. And on the printable, it's 2 labels on one sheet. This was before I put 2 on one printable. And so I had to print out 2, but if you did this, you don't have to print out 1. But you want 2, one for the back and one for the front of the can. And I did take some ink. I don't know if that was totally necessary because I'm going to be going over it in the end with antique wax, but I wanted to cover up the white cut paper. And I did sand that little can just to give me my Mod Podge the best chance of adhering well. And I just Mod Podged the labels onto the can, one on the front and one on the back. And I think what made it really look great was going over and distressing it some with some antique wax. I love this little piece. It almost looks authentic. You could stick it in with your fall decor. If you have some fall decor in your kitchen, that would be really cute to use it in there. You could use it as a vase. There are, lots of things you could stick in there, or you could just close the lid and just, tuck it in somewhere. This is just a quick reminder that if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. That way you don't miss any future videos, and hit that hype button if you really like these crafts. I've got this roll of gold streamer here. I got that from Amazon, but you can find gold paper streamer at any place that sells party supplies. I didn't measure here, but I just unrolled about a couple of feet of the streamer. I folded that in half just to sort of cut my time in half on cutting this. I'm taking my scissors and I'm cutting you have to go at least halfway. I didn't do any measuring, but you want to go halfway at least across the streamer there, and you want to make your cuts really close together. I think I probably cut about 3/4 of the way into the streamer, and you just want to get as close together as you can with your cuts. I'm making wheat, and I'm going to need some stems for my wheat, and I'm just going to use some of these stems off of some Dollar Tree florals. But you could use, there are other things you could use. You could use just wire. You could use some skewer sticks. But the skewer sticks, you're not going to be able to bend it. So I wanted something that was wired, so these worked out well for that. I wish I had some longer ones. My pieces of stem here, I felt could have been a little bit longer. But if you use wire, I think it's going to be a little bit frustrating, because once you go to gluing this and spinning this fringe onto your wire, it's going to want to keep turning around and around on the wire, and it's going to sort of fight you about rolling it onto the wire. But if you use some of this sort of plastic covered, this floral stems here, it grabs onto that plastic better than it does the metal wire. And an important step on this sort of paper fringe that you've made, you want to twist the little cuts that you've made, the little tiny pieces. You want to twist them to give them a more natural look. So I just went all the way down this length of streamer, twisting those little pieces to give them a more natural look and not so much of a boxy look. And I'm just simply going to use some school glue, and I'm going to wrap this streamer onto the wire here, onto the floral stem. And I am going at a slight angle, but it's as easy as that. This was so quick and easy to make, and these were so very affordable to make because I used very little streamer. You could, if you use the whole roll of streamers, you could make a bunch of wheat to use in like floral arrangements for your fall decor. I just kept adding a small little line of the school glue and just wrap that around, and it got easier as I went. This was the first one that I made, and I definitely got better at this and faster at this as I went along making these. Once you get it made, you probably want to give it a little bit of a haircut. There's going to be some pieces that are longer than others and sticking out, and you just want to keep trimming it until it looks like wheat to you. You could do this in white or off-white or green. You could do this in different colors and just, whatever you think looks good. Now I need to cover up that ugly plastic floral stem there. So I'm going to just cut the streamer lengthwise, in half, and then wrap that with some more of that school glue. I was just showing you there that if you were going to make quite a few of these and put them in a vase for, say, some Thanksgiving decor, maybe even on your table, you could easily make your vase match the wheat by just wrapping it in that same streamer, and then your vase would match your florals. I'm going to take a piece of burlap and a piece of canvas drop cloth, the same size. I also have this wooden tag that I got out of the craft section at Walmart. And I'm going to paint the tag in Cashew by Waverly. I used hot glue to glue the burlap to the fabric, the canvas fabric there. And you wouldn't have to do this step if you didn't use burlap, but this burlap is see-through and I didn't want to be able to see through it, so I just thought I would line it in another fabric. I cut off the excess drop cloth there so you wouldn't really see it. And I'm going to attempt to draw a scarecrow face, and you guys know that I'm not that great at drawing. Basically, as soon as I thought it looked decent, I stopped there, because a lot of times if I keep going and keep trying to make it better and change things up a lot, it just keeps getting worse. So as soon as I thought it was passable, then I stopped and accepted that face. I used a black acrylic marker here, and I'm just going to color in the eyes and then trace over the mouth. I used that Pueblo orange paint by Folk Art for the nose. And then I took the white acrylic marker and I just put some highlights in his eyes. I cut down some twine for some hair for him, but you could of course use raffia or whatever you would like for hair. I hot glued the hair up there on the top of the tag, and then I did decide at the last minute to give him some eyebrows and some stitches on his nose. I'm just going to simply wrap this fabric around the top of his head and hot glue it. And then to give it a hat shape, I'm going to take some more twine and I'm just going to tie that. I thought the top of the hat didn't look quite right, and so I just cut down and just sort of roughed it up by cutting it up a little bit on the top and giving it a more rustic look. I have these fall picks. I got those this year, just the other day actually, at Dollar Tree. And I'm going to cut the sticks using my miter shears, just cut those sticks out of that leaf there. I just wanted the leaves. And I'm going to glue these leaves on the end of the twine that's on the hat there. I also put a little shoestring bow up there. I thought it needed something else, and I did end up cutting the tails off that bow because I already had tails up there from that other twine that I tied up there. And I did some distressing with some antique wax and just, gave them a little more dimension and just made it a little more rustic looking. I hope you liked these fall crafts today. I'm just getting warmed up with the fall crafting. If you have a favorite, let me know what it was down in the comments. But I thank you so much for watching today. I hope you have a wonderful day. See you in the next one.